Hello, welcome to the Chat Shit Shed section of the Ale and Audio podcast. I moved my dinner plate. Welcome to the Chat Shit Shed of the Ale and Audio podcast. Welcome to the show. And this is the part of the show where we get our resident Sheddies in, we play loads of games, and we've got lots of other little features as well. This is the bit of the show that isn't being moved off Spotify. So if you're listening to us, you're hearing some great stuff, but just without the music. So if you want to hear things with the music, head over to Mixcloud. That's where you can find the full show with music. And also we've got our YouTube version of the show as well, if you want to see the stuff with the video, and lots of extended stuff as well, and uncut bits where we generally talk about condiments quite a lot of time. We seem to get on talking about different sauces and stuff like we did last week. And Dave and Andy are usually a bit rude in that bit as well. So anyway, let's bring in our resident Sheddies. Welcome. Let's bring in Dave first this week. How are you doing, Dave?
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're listening to us.
How are you?
I'm all right, considering.
I mean, I'm going to be bringing Andy in a minute because he's going to be quizzing you as well. He's going to be grilling you. Your interrogation team. So you've been away, haven't you? You've got back. You've been to is it first time you've ever been to Scotland, or have you been before?
Second time I've been to Scotland, but the first time I went to go to Scotland was another flying visit to Glasgow to go and watch Blink, and that was literally all I did.
So you felt like you kind of did Scotland a little bit more properly this time.
I mean, I saw it through the bottom of a pint glass. That's what you're saying.
Well, we'll be speaking to you more about this shortly, because obviously you had a little bit of an excursion at the weekend. Let's bring in Andy of the Dunning in Stoke. How are you doing, Andy?
Hello.
Hello. I'm going to get it out the way first, Jimbo.
Yeah.
What a crack of shit that football match was, wasn't
it? Yes, it was. It was very frustrating.
Plymouth win. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, not even our crock of shit.
No, theirs was actually a football match. I don't know what ours was. I've been saying it for weeks. If I see football played again, I'll be shocked.
All we keep posting up on our podcast, our Chat Shit Shed podcast group is bloody hell, Dave. Every week, innit?
Every week. I mean, not doing anybody any favours.
A crying fox put on the front, put bloody old Dave written on the bottom of it.
Yeah, get it on a t-shirt.
God, get it on a t-shirt. Yeah, so football out the way.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's the end of the Ale and Audio Cup as well, which means that's your first point, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
way.
Hey. Get
it. All right, Bryn.
Brilliant. Well, there we go. At least you got 1 point.
That's it.
But it does kind of look like, me not being bottom of that league is a bit of a consolation prize for me, if anything. Of the Ale and Cup, because it looks like Sheffield Wednesday will be playing League One football next year. But there we go.
Yeah, well, we've got some tough games left to play, and
yeah,
I've got a funny feeling we're going to go into that last game of the season, all looking at Huddersfield playing Birmingham, and that'll be just
So, shall we quiz Dave about his weekend?
I heard he went out for a few scoops.
Well, let's start with the fact that we were having little bets, weren't we, between ourselves about when a Guinness would appear. I think we both agreed on like 7 or 8, didn't we?
Yeah, I think you said 7, I said 8, did I? Because I was one up. Turned out he barely even got to out the house.
Be a number 1. Airport B. We should have thought about that. That was
never even crossed my mind to think Airport B is. No.
But if we had, we would have got it there, wouldn't we? I think.
Yeah, we would have.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say that was probably one of the best pints of Guinness ever poured for us. Like, I don't know what it was. Me and my mate, we sat there and there was Camden Hells on tap, Hazy Jane on tap, and he was like, "No, I'm going to have a Guinness." I was like, "Obviously, I just have one with you." But it was one of the best pints of Guinness I've ever had.
Did he tell that it was at like 5:30 in the morning?
No, it was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Usually airport beers, isn't it? It's stupid o'clock.
Yeah, there's no rule of what time you can have a drink in an airport.
Yeah.
Once you're through security, it's anybody's. So It's just like a little tipple, isn't it? Just to get you going for the morning.
Did you manage to squeeze one in on the flight, or was it just like an up and down job?
I mean, if you wanted to pay £5.50 for a stubby can of Heineken, be my guest. But I mean, I don't mind a Heineken. I just weren't going to spend £5.50 on a stubby can. So,
what time was that first airport pint then?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Guinness, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
What a way to start.
Should have gone with the time, really.
Yeah,
we?
that's it.
What number it was going to appear, what time on the day. You'd got it right.
But I did manage to keep. I don't know how I managed to see my phone by the end of the night, but I went through the next morning, and every single drink that we had was on there. So I think we got to like 15 pints.
I know, so close to that number 19 that you're after.
Yeah. I mean, definitely never going to get to 19 when you're drinking like 9.5% sours and that kind of stuff. So,
what were your best beer then?
The best beer of the day, or the whole day. It's really hard to say because we had so many like sours in.
Was it the Guinness at the airport?
Yeah, no, Guinness at the airport.
Don't want to go to Scotland. Go East Midlands Airport for a day out. Get yourself a decent pint of Guinness.
I think, it's going to be one of the sours. I mean, triple fruited mango is always going to be my favourite sour that they brought out. It was even better on tap. And I tried the overnight oats one. Wasn't my cup of tea, but it was good. It was good.
I think the question on everybody's lips is, because obviously we said about you got 22 taps or something stupid. Did you manage to go through all of them? Because obviously you're only having thirds, so we're only classing 3/3 as a pint at that point.
Pint, yeah. So in Portyvolt, they have 36 taps.
So no, didn't drink all.
24 of them are their own sours. The rest of them are like guest beers and stuff. And in where am I looking? In Wevolt, they have 24 taps, and it can seat 16 people.
There's more taps than seats. That's crazy.
Yeah, definitely way more taps than seats. 16 people is including people standing up as well. So
and somebody behind the bar.
Yeah, I think there was about. I'd probably go as far as saying there was probably about 8 seats. Like it's tiny. You would imagine it is probably like the double length of my bar. So you just another one of my bar, and that's all it is.
I bet when he saw you walking and when you being a big donut, I bet he thought, bloody hell, we're down to 13 capacity now.
But yeah, we went to some wicked pubs. I think one of our favourite was the Jolly Judge.
All right.
It was like go down a couple of steps, and it was the last pub we went to. And we thought that's really dangerous to go down in the last pub because obviously we were already like 12, 13 beers deep by that time. So we had to go downstairs like a little basement type thing, and then it was all just like dead dark and stuff in there. It was really nice.
Did you manage to get back up? That's the question.
Oh yeah, we managed to get it back up. I mean, get back up. But yeah, that was right next to the castle. And guess what? I didn't see
the castle.
I mean, I can't even. It was really not near enough next to the castle.
Excuse me, mate. Is it castle around here I can look at?
But I have brought home some souvenirs because you have to bring a trophy home from your day out, don't you?
No way.
Would you like to see my trophy?
He's got a can of Guinness. He's got a can of Guinness.
No. This is not a can of Guinness. This is from one of the drinks that I had. And I thought, when in Scotland, bring home a Tennent's glass.
Oh, there he is. Tennent's.
Might buy Tennent's soup.
Did you have a pint of Tennent's in it?
Yeah, that was my last beer. That was my 15th beer. So that's why I've got to take a glass.
You know when he came towards the camera then, Andy, and he said, when in Scotland, you got to bring a bit of Scotland home with you. I thought he was going to move the camera down and he was going to show his kilt.
Wait. And then the kind guys at Vault City gave me a handful of their beer mats as well.
Very good.
So, just
Nice.
yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I brought.
Good trip then.
I did actually think when he was carrying the glass, and I was thinking he's just pinched that London Black glass that was in one of his pints that he had early on.
The only problem is I didn't have a bag with me to stick it in, and it was the first pub we were in. So I was like, I can't carry this round all fucking day. So that's why the tenant's glass was in the hotel that we stopped in. So the last we went back to the hotel, had a cheeky beer, and then went back to bed. So that's why I got that. But that Ansbach Holiday glass, it's just so nice, and I'm like, I so want this glass. But yeah, unfortunately, couldn't get it.
Nice. Never mind. There's always next time.
We'll be here next time.
Have you recovered?
I've recovered, and I weren't really that hungover on Sunday because we had 2 more beers at the airport as well on the way out. So we had 2 more pints of Guinness. Unfortunately, my friend was getting a bit of a taste for it and was like, "Ooh, I could just have a third." And then, as we was walking to the departure gate, we walked past the Brewdog bar, and I thought, "I'll have a quick look what they've got on the because they have the big light board, don't they? See what's on tap." And we very, 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 very nearly had a third because it only came in thirds of the Vault City Soctopod that's 10%.
Wow.
The only thing that stopped me from having it was the fact that I'd have to drive back from Birmingham after, and I've just had 2 pints of Guinness in the airport. So I was being sensible. And the moment was, if you're not having it, I'm not going to have it. And I'm like, yeah, but I really want it. So you should have it because I want it.
You tell me how horrible it is. Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, I've had the Soctopod before. It's really nice.
Yeah. Good one.
So, but on that note, just because I've had quite a heavy weekend, I'm not drinking tonight.
No. Oh, well, let him off. He's on Pepsi.
I'm going to have some pop. I mean, I did think about it, but I just thought, it's been a long weekend. And I don't want to ruin the last beer that I've ever had was my Tenants. I don't want to ruin that flavour.
And you can always put that Pepsi in one of your Guinness glasses and pretend it's a Guinness.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, get a bit of cream and put it on top.
Yeah. Float.
Did you get out and about this weekend, Andy?
Yeah, so I made a mistake last week. Then I got my calendars all jumbled up when I said I might be going nuts for the beer festival. It's not until 25th. So go to get some tickets to go because you've got a couple of weeks. So get up there. Yeah, you've got plenty of time. So we went for an impromptu night in Leek, which is not too far from us, about 25 minutes where Sam's mum and dad live. So they come and met us for a few pints. But beer hideout, went to Dan Engel, which is a great. If you're ever in Leek, Dan Engel's Belgian beer bar is the place to go because some of the beers they have in there are all absolutely bonkers. Obviously, they've got like strawberry cherry beers, those sorts of things, but they've got like proper stuff. They've even got, which I didn't notice till after, which I wish I would have had, was, Staropramen, side support lager. They had the black lager version of it, and I missed out. I saw a guy in the glass. I went, "What's Guinness doing in a stupid Staropramen glass? You know, the big tankards that they sell that they have." I was like, "What's that?" And then I was like, "Oh, they do black lager." And I looked over, and it was on the tap, and I was like, "Oh, too late now. We're going to go back in a minute and have hot dogs." But then there was a new craft beer place, which is called the Crafty Beer Cave. It's only been open since November as a bottle shop. To take it ages to get his license, and he must have 250 cans in this bloody bottle shop. It's only as big as somebody's living room. It was absolutely jammed. So his name's Mick, and his wife. He's a nice guy, but he's just getting up and running. Really, got 6 lines going off blender machines. He wants to span it to 10. But yeah, if you're ever in Leek, go see him. But definitely go to Den Engel. And then there's a little place at the far end of town called Brewis, which is again, these pubs are like people's living rooms that you're going in. They're really good. They're really cool. So that was Saturday, and then we decided, with the weather being half decent on the Sunday, we'd go for a big walk. So we went up to Mantor and near Castleton.
Oh yeah,
had a walk up there. It was on the way back. Nearly got blown off.
It's quite a hill, isn't it? That
we picked the wind, picked up on the way back, and it was like Yeah, so Oscar was absolutely naffed when we got home yesterday afternoon.
Did you get in any pub? Did you get into any pubs in Castleton?
No, we didn't go into Castleton in the end, so we were asked to do up and down, so it was good.
There's not too many craft beer
No,
pubs.
there is one we passed.
The bottle shop.
Yeah, bottle shop.
Yeah, that's the bottle shop's great. Yeah,
yeah, beers, wines, and something else it said on the sign. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
but yeah, it's good.
Well, I mean, that brings.
I'm also. Guess what I'm drinking?
Yeah. He's drinking his Neeps End.
Hey,
very good.
After missing out on Neeps End Brew Week, I've got the I go 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 go. I mean, this would be an interesting one to order in a bar once Dave's had 15. But yes, this is very, very nice. I think you said this is you really enjoyed it, and you've had about 300 cans of the stuff. So
I've had 3 of it, like you say. If it's nice, drink it twice. Thrice. That's the one. That's it. I've had it 3 times. I have definitely made a note in my little sticker book of labels that
an arrow say immense.
Yeah, and it's at the minute it's in my in the minute it's one of the contenders for beer of the year, but we're only in April.
Wow, that is big statement.
Yeah,
I've already got one already. I've got another can. I've drank this beer so many times. I haven't even posted it on my Instagram yet, but I've had it about 8 times, and I've got a can of it as well. But I'm not telling you what it is.
We'll have to wait. And see.
Yeah. You have to tune back in and just see maybe at one point. Talking of beer-related things, just before we move on. So, Sam went for International Ladies' Day, didn't it? International Women's Day at Riverton. The beer has now officially been released.
Very good.
Hand in brewing. It's called Gladiatrix International Women's Day 2024. It's a cherry and peach sour at 5%.
Very good. So that's what Sam has had a hand in making.
There's a picture of him.
Oh, brilliant.
Where's Sam? They're laughing at taters off. You probably can't.
Andy, has your face ever been on a beer can yet?
No, it's on the glass. Dave got me one on my face on the glass. But yeah, Sam's got a mush on this one.
Very good.
So yeah, Excellent. if you see it, go try it. There's blood, sweat, and probably hair bubbles gone into it. I'm just saying because you should see our washing machine. Like, there's a reason that filter gets knackered. It's nothing to do with my air bubbles.
Well,
I always make sure I empty my pockets of my air bubbles first before I put them in that washing machine.
Yeah.
But yeah, go try it.
Will do.
It says it's got 500 kilograms of cherry and peach puree in it, Dave. So it's going to be a thick boy, I think, at 5%.
Thick. And you say about like talking a little bit like funny and forgetting words and stuff. On Sunday morning, we went and ordered breakfast at the Wetherspoons. Large breakfast. I don't eat black pudding. It's just wrong. Answer on a postcard.
Oh, we're sure you can break him into that. He's been drinking Guinness.
Well, anyway, I went to the bar, a little bit stuffy head, and went, 2 large breakfasts. But can I change one of the items on one of them? And I went, yeah, what is it you want to change? He went, I can't remember what it's called. I said, it's that black and round thing. I forgot what that pudding was called. I was there for like, I don't know. It's that black stuff, that round stuff. I don't know what it is. And he's like, black pudding. I was
looking at you going like
And then when we booked the hotel as well, I didn't realise it was pay on arrival, like most hotels. I thought I'd prepaid for it. But trying to tell drunk Dave at 10 o'clock at night that he'd not paid for his hotel didn't go down well for the receptionist. I don't think you were very happy with me because I was like, I've fucking paid for it. I have paid for this room. And he's like, you haven't? Trust me.
I've even got free glass.
Yeah. I looked on booking.com, how I booked it. It even said at the bottom, it went, yeah, pay on arrival. I went, all right, Sam, there you go then, mate. Trying to tell drunk Dave. No go.
Stop being Dave.
Yeah.
Speaking, before we do the quiz and crack on with the quiz, but speaking of traveling about here and there and so on. We I don't know if it was off air or it was in our Uncut version. We had a bit of an idea last week, didn't we, Dave?
Oh, we did.
Andy's travel tips. Wish you were beer. Wish you were beer.
Wish you were beer with Broody Chalmers.
So as we have said quite a few times in the past, and I know Dave knows this as well, obviously, that and you said it last week, that Andy just always seems to know where to go wherever you're going. Within reason. We're not going to say, Mozambique, where do we go for a drink? We're not going to say that. We're talking European city breaks in particular, obviously the UK. So I kind of put a little bit of message out there, a bit late in the day, really, but I put a message out there asking, has anyone got any city breaks or anything European breaks booked in? We had some responses. Abitronic, you know what they're like, Abby and Andros. They're on the travel.
They do more air miles than Dave.
and I've also gave Andy somewhere that I've got booked in for the summer as well, but we don't have to do them all. But I don't know if you want to pick any of those that I sent you, and is there any way you can?
Because obviously I'm busy working.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I only saw your Chester.
Thank you.
The lovely historical town of Chester. Yes. It's got a nice couple of Weatherspoons you can go to. It's got if you want your go carpet spotting. Or if you're weather wanderers and you haven't clocked them up yet, there's 2 in one place. You can go and knock them right off the list. There's one of those brewery kitchens in Chester. We talked about previously where they did like a beer in multiple places around the country. Brewery kitchen, they've got one of them in Chester. If you're feeling a bit peckish, there's Hickories. That'll go and fill your barbecue joint up a little bit. Because if you don't forget to eat, Jimbo, it's game over. And then the 3 places of choice really there's the Brewery Tap, which is a really old building that's got some steps up to it. You might have seen some posts I've done before about it. Great selection of beer in there. They've got one of them really nice ceramic like beer serving fonts on the bar as well. It's massive. So they've got a good selection of like German lagers as well. So even if you're not into craft beer, there's plenty of stuff on there. A couple of local craft stuff, cask stuff on there as well.
Yeah.
We said cask last week. And then you got Beer Heroes. They have about 4 or 5 different lines of different things on. Usually some mental stuff. I had one of them Azbek Manor mixed fruit ones from there last time we went in. So you won't like that one. And then there's one beer. I always forget the name of it. It's like craft beer head or something hop, but I can give you the name of it so you can post it. But they're on the opposite way of town, so where the first Weatherspoons is, as you come near the clock tower that way in. There's one down there as well, Beer Head or something like that. Can't remember. I'll find the name out.
Excellent. Well, there you go. I think the reason, my dad's booked it. It's a late birthday treat for himself. Kind of
It's actually thinking about it. If you want an proper old, I'm not saying the beer is brilliant in there. I'm not saying that, but the building is Beer and Bison or Billin. I'll get the name of that one as well. But it's at the south end of town. So if you were going the Brewery Tap, so you can come in to where the clock tower is through central town. There's a crossways you can go to the cathedral, down to the racecourse, or towards where the Roman ruins are. And then there's a place there which is Beer and Bilson or something like that. But it's a big old Tudor black and white building. It looks really good.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to make note of all of them. One of the reasons I think we're going is because my dad got, for his 60th, he had like last December, he got a brew day thing and got a couple of tickets for a brew day. So me and my brother and that, we're going with him. And I think it probably might, I'm guessing it could be at that beer kitchen. I imagine that's where we're going. The other people I know who are there, because they're brand new, and I've had a couple of their beers because I picked it up when I went to Stoke for your birthday back in November. Yeah. Spookton have just opened their tap room in Chester.
There you go.
So there we go. Thank you, Andy. I'm going to make note of all those places, and everybody else. If you are going on any city breaks, particularly in the UK, or maybe, I know Andy's not been to every European city, but I've been to a fair few places. You've been to a few, haven't you? Yeah. Stag do's and all that. You've been on them. Get in touch. Let us know where you're going. And yeah, wish you a beer with Andy Dunn. That's a different theme tune. This is an older one. There we go. We've got the theme tune for everyone of all ages.
There we go. I feel like I've been from the 60s. I feel like I've been in an episode of Bewitched.
You could do one of them shit coat tours, couldn't you? You know, where like old people pay on to go on holiday on coach,
Mate,
and you get a tour guide.
The best. There's two things I've seen. And one of tour I've been on, the other one we saw from a distance, which I just laughed out loud. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but we went York the other week. The little boat tour that goes up and down the river, you must have to be like, what was the old commentator for Formula One?
Oh,
Murray. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Murray. You'd have to. You know how he used to go at the start of the race. That's how the tour guide was talking, because the boat driver was blasting this boat with these people on the back of it. They're going. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I said, I'm glad I didn't go on there because I couldn't hear a thing they were saying anyway. It was like listening to him do Formula One commentary. And then the other one we went on to was, you've always been on them Spanish bus tours, haven't you? Spanish bus tours. So you go on holiday and somebody says, we'll go on a bus tour somewhere. So we were in Torremolinos, lovely place. We'll go to Gibraltar for the day. It's not far. It's only an hour and a half on the bus. It's an hour and a half. We won't go back because, honestly, the many times he said the tunnels and the Watergate in 15 different translations. Me and Sam are sitting on this bus going, we don't want to go to Gibraltar. So, yeah, good.
Right then.
Yeah, Dave, we'll do a shit beer tour on a bus, open double-decker bus like the weather's been today.
Yeah, can you imagine? Who'd want to buy tickets there? You got Andy doing his beer tour of
Dave
this
driving.
place, and I'm giving you all the shit beer facts for it.
Yeah, Dave can drive the coach.
Dave's coaches.
Jimbo can be the what's it going round with the trolley.
Take the money.
Got another one.
Right. Here we go. It's the Big Pub Shed Pub Quiz with your host Jimbo, your contestants Andy of the Dunning in Stoke, Dave of the Hardy Arms in Leicester. So yes, the Big Pub Shed Pub Quiz, a couple of questions, and yeah, a couple of extra little games as well, those kind of things that we normally do. By the way, I'm drinking Green Mountain from when I popped to Bakewell the other week. Picked up some Green Mountains. Yeah. Well, didn't have no Jamestown, did they? I was obviously sad about that.
It's a bit misconceiving how much beer fits in one of them little cans.
Well, I've double canned to fit it in my Thornbridge glass, which you got me this. You two got me this. Yeah.
What's that? Some shit on your glass there.
It's the Wednesday Thornbridge glass. But yeah, there we go.
Just before we start the news, Dave, your only love in football has been promoted to League One. What do you think about that?
I am rather excited by that. And if I was going to drink tonight, I would celebrate by having a Wrexham lager.
Yeah.
So I'm going to save it for the weekend.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will celebrate.
Well done to Dave's team. Dave's true team.
Yeah.
Wrexham.
Dave's real team. Yeah. He don't go watch them in case they lose.
Well, like I say, he's Dave's coaches as well, isn't he? So
yeah.
You know, they're like Welsh, so yeah.
I'm everything now. Welsh, English, Scottish.
Yeah.
Thought about buying a kilt. It was just a little bit too breezy, though.
Dave's got proper confused, though. He didn't realise it was a kilt. He's just been walking around with no pants on since Saturday.
Nothing down below.
They give him a grass skirt and told him it was a kilt.
Out. Yeah.
That's why I'm stuck behind here, because then you still can't see it.
Did you get one of those, a sporric as well, or something like that? What's one of them? Sporran, that's it. Sporran, yeah. Have you got one of them?
He's got one of those new Jimmy hats.
There was a lot of... sorry, what was that, mate? Sorry, what was that?
Well, if in doubt, he just shouted, "Pink Gin!
Pink Gin!" I just pointed that. That, please.
Big shout out to our Scottish following, obviously. Radio Leaving, the Bug School, K52 MPD, and the rest.
I've got to admit,
Vale and radio.
Yes.
We had in some of the pubs, I had some of the Stewart Brewing beers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. What was the pale ale called? Let me find it. Sorry about this. I know you want to do a quiz, but nobody really cares.
All right.
Holly Rude.
Yeah, that was one in the masked drinker game that we did.
Yeah, Holly Rude pale ale, and it was absolutely fantastic. I've got to big up Holly Rude and Stewart Brewing's beer from that one.
Good stuff. Well,
now you can do a quiz.
Yeah, your first question is going to be a estimation question. There is a buzzer question. You need your buzzers today.
I've got my buzzer ready and everything.
You need your buzzer, but not yet. Okay.
Buzzing in here. Great.
So the first one, estimation time. Okay. Here's your first question. According to research with data from Finder.com, the city of Banjumbura,
I think he used to play for Stoke.
But no, hold on. Let me try a third time. Bujumbura in East African country of Burundi, is the cheapest in the world for a pint. How much? I'll fluff that question. Let's have another go. According to research...
mass murderer.
According to research, with data from Finder.com, the city of Bujumbura in the East African country of Burundi is the cheapest in the world for a pint. But how much is a pint? So it's estimations we need.
8 pence.
In African money, please.
Oh.
I'm joking. Yeah.
8 pence.
Are we going back to those days? How far is Bujumbura in centimeters, please?
In inches.
Yeah. So you're saying 8 pence?
8 pence.
8 pence.
8
okay.
pence. I was going to say 4p from the straight. So
4p.
4p. Right then. Who's closest? Is anyone anywhere near? I don't know. I don't know whether to give this or not. The answer is 46p. I don't think I can give that to anybody, to be honest.
No.
You're both too far off.
I like you got a picture of the place, though.
Yeah, well, I did.
The only one that came up off Google when you searched for the place.
Yeah, and I think that might be their Wetherspoons as well.
Guess where I'm going next weekend? We're live from East Africa.
Just make sure you pay for your hotel first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, they'll probably have good Guinness there because Guinness is very well drunk, isn't it, abroad?
They have the 7.2% as well version.
They do. Yeah, exactly.
They're going to get a flight for less than £66.
So, yeah, the city of Bujumbura.
46p, though, Dave. Like, how much did you say that Heineken was on that flight? £5.50?
Yeah. Oh, I've got another thing to tell you about price.
£5.50, you could have had 10 of them pints and still had change.
Whilst we're on the subject on how much pints are, so obviously Vault City, Porty Vault, we were drinking flights. 3/3. So you're like a pint, aren't you, at a time?
Yeah.
So there was me and my friend Chris, and we were doing rounds because it was just easier. We took it in turns, whatever.
Were you having the same or were you having different ones?
We were all having a bit different each. We had and stuff because we'd had ones that we tried before and whatnot. So I bought two flights. Both of them involved overnight oats. That's all I remember. How much do you think? 2 flights. And I'll tell you the reason why overnight oats, because it's probably one of the more expensive sours. In a can, I think it was about 7-8 quid a can. So you imagine 2 flights, how much?
And how much was each? Was it a third on each? How many drinks? How many thirds? Like
just 3/3. Well, 6/3 all total. So 3 on each flight.
Yeah.
So you got 3/3
quid.
That's
You're
2
going
pints.
18 quid.
That's 2 pints.
Quid.
Yeah,
that's two pints. 2 pints.
2 pints.
Okay.
But all the beers are priced individually.
Yeah, I think Andy's going to be quite close. What did you say? 16? Did you say 18? Right, I'm going to go slightly under. I'm going to go 16.
So one of the rounds that I bought was £25.90.
That's why Scotsmen don't wear pants under the kilt, because then they can't pull your pants down, can they?
Yeah.
That's it. And you save money from not buying pants.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't afford to buy pants.
Well, that's it. But then you can have a few. You can have a few or 4 pints of Tennent's, and it balances itself out, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So there you go. There was my expensive pint for the day.
I would just say that if anyone ever watches any of those like quiz shows, like Pointless, I'd never heard of Burundi as a country in East Africa. So that might be one of those answers for you if you're going on a quiz show or something like that.
What's the capital city of Burundi? That's me out with a question.
It may not be.
Hey, but it could be.
Bujumbura, but it could be. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he definitely played for Stoke though.
Next question.
No, we had a guy called Sammy Bangura that played for Stoke. He went to the African Cup of Nations and nobody ever saw him again.
We used to have one called Gilan Unsungu Undumbu. And he were brilliant, only for us, for about 5 games, and then he vanished off face of earth.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, because he was decent.
Okay. Next question is multiple choice.
Oh. Yeah, my buzzer out.
Which TV chef's pub has this past week reportedly been taken over by a group of squatters? Gordon Ramsay's, Nigella Lawson's, or Heston Blumenthal's?
I don't know, but I could go take over Nigella Lawson's.
Could you?
If she makes me one of them deep dark chocolate brownies, I definitely could.
So, which one of those has had squatters in there? I will say that it's a pub that they're trying to. It's an old pub that they're trying to sell, a building they're trying to sell. And I don't think
to be fair, I think the fat duck's dead, isn't it?
Is it?
Heston Blumenthal. I don't think it's
it was like the world's. It was like the
it was
most.
Because it was crazy, wasn't it? It was like there's a Spanish equivalent, which is Al Bulli, which started that whole trend of bonkers food in terms of
licorice. And...
You're buying something that tasted like something completely different, and that's where they got there. It's like he had something like bacon ice cream or something stupid, wasn't it?
Yeah. I do. Yeah. While we're talking about Heston Blumenthal, this is a really unusual and random and very interesting fact. Heston Blumenthal was very, very nearly my step-uncle, which sounds very odd.
And your family's everywhere, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, he nearly became my step-uncle. It never happened. My dad and his lady friend parted ways. But we were, I was like quite, I was around at the time. I was like a teenager, and they didn't stay together. So I never met Heston. I never got to the fat duck. I'm glad because I'm quite fussy with food. I probably wouldn't have had any of that food. But he nearly became a step uncle. Yeah, yeah. Have you got any endos?
Yeah.
So, So one of those. Had squatters. So you're saying it could have been Heston because you're saying the Fat Ducks might not open now.
Well, I think that pub's now shut. Well, there was a pub part of that, wasn't there? I'm saying. Gordon Ramsay did have a pub. But I don't know if was a pub because you've said chef's pub. That's what's making my brain tick. I don't think Alexander Lawson's ever had a pub. He's probably had a cocktail bar or something.
What we're going for then?
I'm going to stick with the first one. I'm going to say Heston Blumenthal.
Heston Blumenthal, okay. Apparently he was a bodybuilder as well, before he became TV famous.
Yeah, it does make you bold.
Yeah.
That's why me and Dave have still got full heads of hair.
That's exact.
Dave, what are you saying?
Only because I was scrolling through the old social medias the other day and I saw a picture of Gordon Ramsay. Don't know what it was about, so it might be Gordon Ramsay. So I'm just going to say Gordon Ramsay.
So we've got Gordon Ramsay for Dave. We've got Heston Blumenthal for Andy. Has anybody got the right answer? Somebody has.
Ooh.
It's definitely not Nigella. And the person who's got it right is Andy.
Oh.
You last week. No.
Oh.
You last week. You probably Dave performed really well last week, didn't he? Do you remember?
Yeah.
He did really well in the quiz.
Really well.
Really well. But Andy, he's continuing his little streak because he's got the right point again. He's got it right. Yay! Dave. Oh, there we go.
That's what I must have seen then. It was an article that just had a picture of Gordon Ramsay, and I was like, meh.
Yeah.
So, must have been that.
I think it was taken over, and not just. I mean, obviously there was various. The squatters were also trying to make a bit of a point as well, and they were sort of like protesting. And I think they've like used it as a space for art and stuff like that as well for certain types of art. But yeah, it wasn't just the case that somebody went in and were just doing general squatters' rights or whatever. I think there was a bit more to it. But yeah, and they are in the process of selling the building. I'm probably highlighting the fact there's a lot of and it's in London, highlighting the fact there's a lot of like empty buildings out there, and a lot of homeless people, sort of thing as well. So there we go.
Correct.
If
only some of those places would become some sort of homeless refuge, would help a lot of people.
Exactly.
They've vanished.
Dave's doing his changing his mind. You think he's gone for a beer?
No, the door's just swung open in the wind, so I'm just shutting it.
Oh, I've had to install hooks this last year because of the wind problems. Keep me door shut.
You've got a wind problem.
I do. It's all that endos.
Maybe land up that endos, mate. It'll give you gas.
Did you see Everly Pregnant Brothers' recent song, by the way? Oh, they've done a great cracking song about Yorkshire. Well, you liked it, Andy, so you might have seen it and liked it, but not watched it. It's a great video. But anyway, next
go back.
Next question, and it's a buzzer question. Buzzers at the ready. Okay, here we go. So, Toast Brewing have been about on Instagram quite a lot recently, with a few beer lovers tasting their beers. They are reviving what is believed to be one of the world's oldest and most ancient beer brewing recipes. What is the beer brewed with? Now, this brewery, I've seen a lot of different beer lovers tasting, and Jake at Crafty Beer Lad, he's had quite a bit of this beer, but the brewing company, Toast Brewing, they've come about because they are using this ancient brewing method and that kind of things.
Don't Toast use? I'll go for it. Are they using bread? Because I'm pretty sure that they use stale bread that's where the name comes from. Is they use like stale crust leftovers from bakeries and things like that to do it. So I'm going to guess stale bread.
Well done, yeah. I'm going to give you that waste bread crusts in particular. But yeah, that's right. Well done. I've seen like Crafty Beer Lad post about it a couple of times. And I think there was a bit of a BBC article about it as well, about it being like one of the oldest apparently beer recipes in the world, that's what they used to do beer with, and they've just sort of like revived it. So there we go.
If you think about it, bread is basically the non-liquefied beer, isn't it? It's fermented. It's fermented, well, flour and water, isn't it? But
that's it. I mean, whenever Steph says you've got a beer belly, I just it's a bread belly. That's it.
Mine says Roberts across it.
Warburtons.
Oh, I'd have to get you into a debate there, Dave. I'll have Warburton's crumpets every day of the week, but their bread is rubbish. Roberts, mega thick toaster, is best bread bar none.
To be fair, we have Tesco's finest seeded bread, and it's so good.
Oh, get Nigella Lawson on the phone.
You know what? We could get into a massive bread conversation like condiments here, because I could go down that route. Can we do it? Right, let's do it. We're going to do it, not now, but when it's time for Pub Shed Sound, we're doing Uncut and we're talking bread, right?
Righto. We're not talking inbred.
Right. Oh, well, I mean, funny we should say that, because you know what time it is? It's time for... What's that Pub Shed Sound?
Is it this?
So there we go. It's not that. No.
Dave, is it that?
What?
Couldn't hear Dave.
Let's just remind you what last week's Pub Shed Sound was. Most people who heard it got it right. I know we got it right in the Uncut version as well. Dave, I think, was the first one to say what it was. And you even shared your own version of this sound. Loads of people got it right. I know Spenno got it right. Pablo got it. Probably Cleveland Arms. I mean, there were tons. There were loads of people who got it right. It was sent in by Jan at the Box Nouns. So, obviously, one more time. That was last week's sound. And that was a Bluetooth speaker. So well done to everybody at home who got that right. And in particular last week to Dave, because you got it first. There we go. I did think as well, there's a lot of appliances, isn't there? I mean, this is, you might have seen that Dull Man's Club on Facebook.
I love Dull Man's Club.
I think what a good game for Dull Man's Club could be is guess. No, not just what's this. I mean, that is I know that's a Dull Man's game as well. But even more dull, what's the appliance sound? Because you know all different appliances have got their own little finishing
like
noise.
A microwave have got a good noise. You know, you press the button.
Our dryer's got a great beep.
Is it musical? Does it do a song?
Like Samsung washing machines make really good like tunes and stuff, don't they? They basically take the ringtones from the phone.
Our washing machine just goes.
Well, like
ours has just got a click that goes, and that's it. And I'm like, right, and you have to really listen out for it, and you just hear the click, click. You're like, yeah, right. Watch this.
Our dryer makes a song and dance, but it carries on spinning as well. Like it's as if say, "I finished, but I'll keep going if you're not going to empty me now."
Well. Our oven's been on the blink forever. We finally got a new oven because we just thought, let's just get another oven.
Cheapskate.
Have you learned how to set the clock on it?
Well, it's got the same noise as the dishwasher, so they're both the same brand. So now we don't know which is finished. Is the food finished? Is the pots finished? But I thought, it could be a good Dull Man's Club game to play Guess the Appliance. We're not going to do that because that's for the Dull Man's Club.
I mean, my dishwasher's boring. It just goes bang as the door opens because it can't be bothered. It doesn't make a noise. It just goes bang. Like, I'm done.
So
you have to have like a science degree to get the bloody clock to work on an oven.
You do, yeah.
You know what? Do you know what annoys me the most? Right, I have a double oven in my house. I'm one of those posh guys.
Please tell me you've not got two clocks and they're different.
It's got two clocks on. And can you get them buggers in time? One is on a battery memory and the other one is just a clock. Power cut, top one stays fine. You have to reset the bottom one. How annoying is that?
Yeah.
You're right though, Dave. Setting the clock on them is a nightmare, right? So I spent ages setting mine because I got this new oven. Set it. Thought great, brilliant. Left the house for a second. Came back a bit later on. Realised the clock was going backwards. Like, what's going on here? I don't need to set the bloody timer rather than the clock. Why is time? I was nearly on phone top point going, your oven's faulty. Time's going wrong way.
Went to a friend of ours' mum and dad's house. They're even posher than me. They've got 3 appliances next to each other. They've got an oven, a secondary oven microwave, and a coffee machine, all with a time on, but they're all slightly out of line, these appliances are in this unit. And all the clocks are fucking wrong.
It's just not.
They aren't even right with each other. They're all just all over the place. And
why do they put times on them? It pisses me off.
And I said to the lady whose house it was, I said, "Excuse me." She says, "Yeah." Says, "Them clocks are pissing me off."
Right.
Where were we?
Bit of a appliance chat. Right.
Pub shed chat. We've got to talk bread in the off chat, but appliances we could go on for days. How dull are we?
We might have to do bread another day. I might have to put a pin in bread. I might have to shove the bread knife into the bread until next week. I don't know. We'll see. But I was short of pub shed sounds. Now I've got quite a few. All right. So and this is unique because for the first time, I do not know what this pub shed sound is that I'm going to play. Spenno sent it, mate. I've got a couple saved up, by the way. I've got one from Judge Pat as well. Obviously, Jan sent us one. This one today is from Spenno. I don't know what it is. So we're going to have to listen to it. I'm going to play it twice as we normally do, and then we're going to stop and let the listeners have a think over the next week. We might have a little bit of bread chat as well then. Might even play a bit of bread. Who knows? But anyway, here we go. Here's your first pub shed sound. Or your pub shed sound for this week. And one more time. What's that pub shed sound? Have a guess and go to YouTube and watch the Uncut stuff to find out what we think it is. And maybe there might be a bit of bread chat as well. So, what you reckon? I ain't got a clue. My first guess to Spenno when he sent it me was an ice.
He's wheeling something down to the bar because you could almost hear like footsteps and like that noise of like a wheel going. Has he got like a little like trolley that he's like, I don't know, taking his beer down there with or something?
He hasn't got one of them sinks where you know, like the little pump sink.
That washes glasses up. Oh, right, okay.
No,
maybe. I mean, that's a good shout.
That water running.
Yeah. It's definitely like something like rotating or something.
Yeah, like Dave said, it sounds like either. My first thought was water like running, but Dave's right. I think it's like wheels or something rolling.
You can hear something like, but then you can hear like the duk, 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 almost kind of as well.
Watch Spenno be the only person with a treadmill in his shed.
A water-powered treadmill he's got. With his lights on.
My first bad guess was an ice maker. But now I've listened to it, doesn't really sound like it. I don't know. I can't. Toughy.
Stupid. Tough. That's what it is.
Anyway, what about bread?
What about bread?
So hold on, we know what team we're on. Andy, your team, Tesco,
Mega thick toasty, Roberts.
Yeah, you're Roberts, mega thick. I'm Ovis. I'm an Ovis fan. I like a good loaf for Ovis.
You like pushing your bike uphill though. That's the problem.
That's it.
Yorkshire bread. It's good enough for them.
If you're gonna have toast, it's got to be something like say white but really thick.
But Robert's Mega Toasty is the thickest bread on the market. I will guarantee you that. It's better than extra thick Warburtons. Is just their thick one overpriced. You've noticed they don't do thin bread anymore. That's why. There you
go. Keep talking. It's all right. Got backing music for this.
You can't beat Tesco's finest seeded bread if you want some seeded style bread.
Your man packages, please.
No, well, I don't do seeded. I've moved on to brown these days, but which brings me on to a point. I moved on to brown bread, but if you get chips from Chippy, you can't have. You got to have white bread with them, aren't you?
You have to have
White
white
bread and
bread.
chips. Oh,
Crusty bread. Me
Yeah,
and my dad
yeah.
are on the same kilt. Me and my dad are on the same kilt. You have to have a dirty, crusty bread.
Crusty cob.
Yeah.
You have to have a crusty cob.
Yeah. Buttered.
Loads of vinegar in it.
It's like when you butter it, it's ripping the bread apart. That's what you put on it. Also, I did love the story. It's a few years ago now, but Sainsbury's called their tiger bread giraffe bread because a little girl wrote into Sainsbury's and said, "Dear Mr. Sainsbury's, I don't know why you call it tiger bread because it looks nothing like a tiger. It looks more like a giraffe. So now that's called giraffe bread in Sainsbury's."
I remember that news story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. That is.
I hope she gets bullied at school. I don't really, obviously.
Whoa!
That's
joking. It's always been tiger bread though.
Toast? On like a scale of like 1 to burnt.
So
where are you on that scale?
On your toaster?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's in minutes, isn't it?
That's levels of toastiness.
Yeah, the little dial. What does yours go up to?
About 6 or 7 or something like that. 6, 7, 8.
Oh, 6 or 7. That's pretty reasonable. Ours goes up to 10. There's no way on this God's green planet that I'm putting that toaster on 10. Because if I do, there'll be a fire in that kitchen.
I'm on like 2.5, nearly 3. That's where I'm normally at. So just slightly toasted. It's not too.
I'm going to show you how posh I am. I have a toaster, a Sage toaster, that has a crumpet setting on that only bakes one side at a time. So I do 2 minutes, flip it over 2 minutes. I don't do it 2 minutes in one go because if you do that, it dries it out. Best setting ever. It's also got a setting for fruit loaf and wait for it, frozen bread. And always that thing where when you put it in, don't you? And it pops out and you go, "Oh, fancy a bit more." There's actually a button on mine that says "a bit more."
That's brilliant.
No, I will take a picture. I'll send it so you can put it because it's just like, a bit more. Yeah, a bit more.
I think I agree with Dave. I like it only just toasting. Like, it's still more bread to me than toast. When
you've just got the white lines.
Yeah.
Where the toast cracks. It's just catching.
Yeah.
My brother, years ago, when we used to live at home and my dad used to go off to work early doors, my dad would put the toast in the toaster at like 4 o'clock in the morning type thing, put the toast on, do it, and leave it on the side for it to go rock hard. And that's how my brother used to like his toast, cold and absolutely solid.
Hitting it with an hammer. Yep, it's hard enough.
My dad, when he used to put the toast in, go walk the dog, come back, get his toast, butter it, wrap it in foil, take it work and have it for dinner.
You mean he just had a butter sandwich?
A toasted butter sandwich.
I do think I've failed if I've not managed to get the butter on my toast so that it doesn't melt enough.
Don't even start me on butter. Don't start me on butter. You open a packet. Butter comes in those packets on it. You have to find a place in your fridge first. Ours is in a slot in the door. You have to have a fight with it every time. You open it, use it a couple of times, go back the second time, it's green. It does last forever though, so you just scrape the green bit off and just carry on using it.
Yeah.
The worst thing is when somebody buttered the toast and then add a bit too much extra on the knife, and then they just do that back in the butter, and then there's the toasty remnants.
The thing is, with Sam's mum being celiac, we have to have a separate butter for her because you can't get a single crumb in the butter.
Oh,
because as soon as you get a crumb in, that's it. She can't have it. So if they do come round and she wants some toast, we will have separate butter in there. It's a minefield. This bread butter nonsense, isn't it?
I think this is only probably one of 5 of bread and butter.
I'll get you a picture of that toaster of mine. Honestly, when Sam says, she's like, I've seen this because she does approach. She says, "Have you seen this kettle and toaster combo? Have you seen these? What's it?" And she's like selling it to me. And as soon as I saw the buttons on the toaster, she didn't need to sell it to me anymore. I was in.
Maybe we should do a show and tell of like your best bread slice. Bring your best bread in.
It's funny because I'm going to have to, because
when you cut your own loaf and you cut it into doorstops, as my dad calls it. Because they're only like this and they're about that wide.
It's really
like that. I've been known to cut like a crusty farmhouse loaf and have about 5 slices out of it just because I can't cut it properly.
It's actually really funny because although we're going to stop talking about bread and butter because we'd be here all day, we're going to actually carry on talking about bread and butter very shortly.
I got a pub shed in my garden and a bottle shop in my town. I love the craft and a perfect draft and a 2-for-1 discount. So when it comes to beer, I need a deal that'll keep the prices at a steal. So I'm calling up Martin Brewis.
Okay, so for those that haven't, that listened to the podcast version, we've just had a big chat about bread and butter, and I said, look, we're going to be here all night. We need to stop talking about bread and butter. So no more bread and butter talk. We're on to Martin Brewis. So here's our first Martin Brewis. So you can get 2 for £50 mini kegs on, what's that? Oh, bread and butter. Heart and
couldn't
soul.
fit that in my toaster.
I think we've got to thank Taylor Tavern for this, haven't we, Dave?
Yeah, he sent this one earlier last week, but I did check it obviously this morning at the time of recording was Monday, and the offer is still on there. So yeah, buy any 2 mini kegs for £50. So you can mix and match bread and butter, and I think it's just bread and butter and heart and soul that's on it. I think
that's the ones they do. I think, yeah.
But so you can mix and match, or I imagine you could just have 2 bread and butters. Obviously, most times in the morning when you have toast, you have 2 slices of bread and butter. Don't you?
We've finished with that now.
Oh right, sorry, yeah. But yeah, so
I put my heart and soul into this bread and butter.
But then it did get me looking on like other kegs, actually. Like other mini kegs.
Yeah.
And if you actually go on Amazon, they do some like quite a lot of mini kegs. It's not reasonably priced as well. So like 30 odd quid, 32 quid for some kegs. There's one, I saw one that was Ghost Ship. You can get 2 of them for 50 quid as well. So I do quite like a little mini keg every now and then. In fact, they do Wrexham Lager as well on mini keg on Amazon, 36 quid.
I like mini kegs because you can put them on the pump as well, the pints 360. It's a bit of a faff, but once you've done it once, it's easy to do. The rest of the time, you know how to do it. But I'd love to try more mini kegs, but I always just go to Bradfield because they do them at such a good price. I think it's like it's still like 2 for 35 quid. It's like you know what I mean. It's like they're unbeatable. But I do want to try more mini kegs.
You got that mini keg for my birthday for the for Christmas, and me and my dad drank that, and that was nice. Get it down, yeah, it's good. They're always good to have. I mean, we've all made those mini keg mistakes. We'll put our hands up. We've covered the floor with them. We've poured a big, massive, bloody ice cream scoop head out of the bloody things. But the recent ones with the new adapters on just make it dead easy, don't they? And the beer's as good a quality as cask beer, like play up the handful. Like you said, you can put it through the Palm 365, and I think you can get adapters for all sorts now. You can
I think this is the thing. Some you have to look because some mini kegs are advertised as cask conditioned mini kegs, so they're not like full of like carbonation, and they'll normally have like shorter dates on them, so they're probably quite easy. You don't have to vent them as long as what you'd vent and one of the other ones.
Well, you don't have to let them sit and wait.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't lose any time in the beer. What I found with the Bradfield ones is although they're good, they are like forced carbonated, so you do have to leave them at least 12 hours, and then obviously as soon as you open it, that 12 hours starts, the beer then starts to obviously deteriorate, doesn't it, as the sort of air leaves. So you're losing a bit of a day of drinking the quality beer. So if you can
You've
find
got to
cask,
make sure when you open it, that's pretty much all you're going to nail for the rest of the day.
exactly. I think if you can find cask condition ones, they are the ones to go for. They're not.
I think
they're not.
Titanic's mini kegs, cask condition ones, because they'll do like their base level beers in them. But I'm not sure they do them that often, to be honest.
I think they're quite a little unique thing. I think they're quite cool myself because
And
you can turn them into like plant pots.
Yeah, you can.
With dog watering bowl we had for a while till it went a bit weird.
Yeah, I have to replace my cask. I normally get a cask at least once a year.
Yeah, weird. It kind of. I think there was like some ants or something got in it, and it kind of then attracted more bugs to it. If you know what I mean. So,
if you're clever, you could even turn it into a bread bin. Oh no, sorry, I won't finish with that now.
Or an outside toilet.
Yes, yeah, I've seen that done as well. Yeah. But yeah, if you've got any, sort of like mini kegs that you're aware of that are good, get in touch. Let us know. There are those like they call them ice master machines as well. I've always been tempted, but I think they just sound a little bit tricky with a gas, don't they? That's the only thing that's ever put me off those. And the big, aren't they?
They're on the big side as well, aren't they?
Yeah, but if somebody could master that, like something for mini kegs, that would be a massive game changer. Someone could make something small enough that maybe, I mean, I suppose they're always going to need the gas, but
would you? I know it sounds a bit odd, but Linda machine can attach to everything, can't it? Those little, them portable Linda machines. They do a version of that. It's like, I know it's expensive, but I'm pretty sure you could attach a mini keg to that. But you would probably have normal kegs at that point because they're a lot better, aren't they? So.
That's it. I think with the only thing I love a Linda machine. The only thing that's put me off is the amount of beer you've got to buy for him and getting through it. That's the thing.
I've seen these ones where they like mini kegs, like I don't know if it's home brewers or something, but they're kind of like a small keg like that. But then they'll have a tap on the top with the CO2 cartridge, and it's only got like 8, maybe 8 liters, maybe less than that in a tiny thing. I've seen them before, but I don't know anything about them. So I guess that's part of the home brewers network out there.
Go and watch Spenno's vertical extractor YouTube videos as well, because he has a thing for mini kegs that makes kind of getting beer out of mini keg a bit more fun, rather than using that sort of tap, which isn't always the tap's okay. I mean, it works, but it's not always the best thing for pulling a good beer, is it?
Especially like my dad trying to use it with his hand that's like mangled from many years of hard labour. Trying to get him to hold the glass and turn the tap. Oh,
that's it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So go watch Spenno's vertical extractor video, because that'll certainly be helpful and useful. I think they're quite cheap to get as well. They're not mega expensive. So next thing though, kind of staying on beer machines. And I think we've probably mentioned this previously, but I had a quick look again and I thought it's worth shouting about. You've got spring savings at your Perfect Draft. So 20% off, up to 20% off 15 kegs. I think that means that do you have to buy 15, or does that mean there are 15 kegs to choose from?
I think they do it I think you put 3 kegs in your basket.
Yeah,
and you'll be able to use. The problem is sometimes you're not able to use the discount codes until you have so many in your basket. But I think it's on numbers of 3 now. So
all right, okay.
Stick 3 kegs in your basket, you'll get 20% off. Them 3 kegs, but they have 15 to choose from.
Mm-hmm. And I think you mentioned the other week, didn't you, Andy, about this Camden Marzen?
Marzen, if you've not tried it, it's an absolute eye-opener. It's such a good beer, that is, for Perfect Draft. I don't know if they're discontinuing it or what, or whether it was just a seasonal thing for obviously Oktoberfest and it's just spanned through to the new year. But if it's got 30% off it, get a few kegs of it because it's really nice. It's got that freshness from lager that you would normally have from Camden Hells, but it's a bit more. There's a bit more wheaty. It's not wheaty is not the right word, but it's a bit more. There's a bit more malt to it, so it's a darker beer. It is very good.
Mm-hmm. There we go. And then the last thing that's worth mentioning, Dave spotted this one.
Yeah, so Camden Hells now in 440ml cans as well. So I think they've discontinued 330ml at supermarkets.
They're discontinuing it, are they?
I assume so because they're just.
I have not seen for a while. I've not seen any bottles.
Yeah, so I think they stopped bottling and they've just gone to 440 mils. But for £6 for 440 mils of Camden Ales, I don't think that's a bad price on your club card.
Especially if you're in a party or a gathering or something. Those are the kind of things you want in.
They probably do multiples of them packs as well. Because they usually do, don't they?
But yeah, that's a new one in. So I know that's one of the latest.
I actually saw people walking with them yesterday going up Mount Tor, Dave. They were walking past us with big cans of Camden Ales. And I said to Sam, I've often thought of Camden Ales as an energy drink to help you walk up a mountain.
I took a handful of beers up Snowdon with me. In fact, I took a kind of Tiny Rebel special edition thing that I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I took some beers up with me to Snowdon.
He was too tired when he got to the top. That's what it was.
Yeah. But yeah.
There you go. Well, that was your Martin Brewis money saving tips. Thanks to anyone who ever sends us them, and keep them coming. They're always useful. And I think as we get towards the next bank holiday, which we will be soon, there'll probably be. Yeah, there's not loads of breweries doing stuff at the minute, but I imagine that they'll start doing more as well.
There's a lot of new beer releases like this last week or so. I've noticed to a different.
Oh, did we get a message from somebody? Sent us a message on Instagram.
People are ramping up in terms of production, so it's going to come round to that period of time, and so
Audi have got loads of single cans like on dead cheap because obviously
all the single cans.
Like, you know, all the single, like obviously they're 440s and stuff. Yeah, I think it was Dan the Craft Beer Man, I think.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, did you get in there then?
He did. So he obviously...
Is that a place in Burundi?
He lives in Leicester somewhere, and he obviously went to his
Asda.
Jimbo's not bothered now. Jimbo's not bothered if it's Asda. She isn't bothered now. He hates Asda. He hates Asda.
No, they're my local supermarket. I fell out with him because every time I go, I only go for like a few things, and every time I go in only my Asda, not the others. Mine's never got anything I need in it. Stock the issues with stock. But anyway,
how's Aaron Foods getting on?
Yeah, I don't like them either anymore. They're rubbish as well. They have nice onion rings, but anyway.
He's been setting fire to Aaron Foods' bag for life. That's how much he hates the place.
So apparently, Dan the Craft Beer Man said, hearing reports that certain cans in Asda are £1.50 due to new stock incoming. But the good thing about that is what he was saying. He reckons that they're also in the 4 for £3 still as well. So you know, like supermarkets have the 4 beers for £3. Apparently, you could get the £1.50 beers at Asda in that deal as well.
Great. That's
so
decent.
So that's not bad at all.
The place tomorrow.
Double saving.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, thanks for those tips, and yeah, we'll check them out, and hope everyone else does as well. Here we go.
Hello everyone, I'm the Compare Without Compare, and here at the Ale and Audio Pub Shed tonight, I'd like to introduce our turn Sheddie Mercury.
So yeah, Sheddie Mercury's back. There is no theme this week, so it's a completely...
Sheddie Mercury had a beer last week, and I said, "Oh, that's a nice looking beer." He said, "This beer is horrific." He said he liked Play Brewco. He said, but 28 hops might be the limit. Yeah, with 28 hops in it, he said, "This is absolutely nuts."
Oh, I need to go and check his post. I was so busy with the radio.
Check his post out.
I will do. I'll go and have a look. But yeah, Sheddie Mercury's back. This could be any song. I do know what it is. I have listened. It took me 2 guesses to get it right. So we'll see how we'll see how you two do. But yeah, you'll definitely recognise it. But it's if you can pinpoint what it is. So here we go. Could be any song at all. It's Sheddie Mercury. Take it away.
Help me, King. Help me, Spirit. Leading me, leading. Change the King and you. And do the victory. Here she knew that did anything.
So yeah, our pub shed turn there, Sheddie Mercury, singing a song for us. Andy and Dave still look quite perplexed. Did you get anything at all from that?
No.
No.
One more time.
Help me keep, help me spend, raising me, changing game, and you, and do in you see here she knew that did anything.
There we go. Is there anything starting to bug you, or are you still
Yeah,
completely?
it's nagging the shit out of me now.
That's what I was like, but I did get it after 2. I didn't need any more. I got it after 2 just.
I've got a line in the song in my head, but I can't sing past it.
Well, the listeners have the ability, I think, to rewind. Still on Mixcloud. If you could on Spotify, I think, yeah, obviously, I think you still can rewind. You two don't. You're just gonna have to live with it and not know what it is for a while. So it's going to frustrate you. There we go. So what is it? What was Sheddie Mercury singing for us today? Get in touch and let us know. Okay. It's time for another game. It's back. It's the Masked Drinker.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who's that behind the mask?
Did you finish? Did you draw today's quiz? Like the questions that you had?
Yeah, we only had 3, didn't we?
3 questions. Yeah. I think you drew, didn't you? I think.
Yeah.
So look, Dave, you did really well last week in the quiz. You've done really well last few weeks. Do you want to go first or second in the Masked Drinker?
I'll go first.
First. Okay. You could well live to regret your choice.
I'll
or
go
not.
second.
Oh no, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying you go with what you want, but one of these is probably up your street more than the other. I'll just say that. So first or second, it's completely up to you. You choose.
I
He's
feel like
already chosen.
you've duped. I'll have to stick with first. I'll stick with first. I said it. So
He's going with number 1. Okay, so the way that the Masked Drinker works then is there is a celebrity drinking 3 different beers. Those beers are all clues that link to tell you who this celebrity is. Now, Dave and Andy, you get 2 guesses. So for Dave, on his celebrity, he's got 2 guesses, but there's 3 clues. So where you choose to guess can score you more points. So if you see beer number 1 and you choose to use one of your guesses and you get it right, you score 3 points. You could use your second guess after beer number 1 and take the chance of getting 3. Or you could go through the clues and get less and less points as we go through it. Okay. So here we go then. Clue number 1 for Dave, celebrity number 1. Clue number 1 is Dead Pony Club, 3.8% session IPA from Brewdog. Dead Pony Club, 3.8% session IPA from Brewdog. Do you want to use a guess or do you want another clue? You got 2 guesses, remember, Dave, so you can use one if you want to really early, or you can save them.
it's not one of the horses from the Grand National, is it?
Well, it would be topical, and generally I do try and keep these topical where possible.
I'll go beer number 2, please.
You're going to go beer number 2. You're not going to have a guess just yet. Okay.
No.
Next beer then. So following on from Dead Pony Club, 3.8% session IPA from Brewdog. Your second beer for this celebrity that they're drinking is Poolside DDH IPA, 0 alcohol beer, 0.5%. I think that's from Big Drop Brewing, that one. I forgot to put the name of it on, but I think it's from Big Drop Brewing. Poolside DDH IPA, 0 alcohol. So putting those 2 together, you getting anything yet, Dave?
No, about 4.2% is what I'm going to get if I put them together. 4.3.
So Dead Pony Club, Poolside DDH IPA. One's a Brewdog beer. The other one is Big Drop Brewing. Anything standing out that you could put together there? You've got two guesses, remember? And you've got one clue left. So if you don't guess now, you've got two guesses to get it right in the final with the final clue, and that'll secure you 1 point. But if you guess something now and get it right, you get 2 points.
It's luring you in, Dave. Don't listen to him.
Honestly, he's horrible to me.
Horrible.
What are you going to do?
I haven't got a clue. I'm going to have to go beer number 3.
Andy, feel free to write your answer down and tell us after if you think you get it right at this stage. Andy's writing something down. Okay. So, yeah, you're having clue number 3 then, yeah?
Yeah.
Here we go. Wrexham Lager, 5%. Wrexham Lager Beer Co. Who is it, Dave?
Deadpool.
Who's that?
Ryan Reynolds.
Take it off. Take it off.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who's that behind the mask?
It is Ryan Reynolds. It's Deadpool. Well done. You got yourself a point there,
Let
Dave.
everybody know.
Yeah, Andy.
You said, write your answer down.
And he put... What did he put?
Your answer.
You're all right. He just wrote your answer. Did you actually know what the answer was? Or did you
Write
have no
your
idea?
answer down, so that's what I did.
No.
I thought it was a trick question.
Did you generally not get it then until the third one?
No,
like
I
Dave?
didn't get it. No.
there we
No.
go.
I mean, yeah, I probably didn't really think about putting it. I should have just said, like, Deadpool.
I should have put a green gentleman's t-shirt on. I could have pulled that off tonight.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beer t-shirt he's wearing there, Andy.
It is.
He's got like a brewery name on the back of it.
Yeah, Brewdog.
Yeah. So that's Ryan Reynolds. 1 point to Dave. So that means it's now Andy's turn. Here we go. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Game number 2 of the Mass Drinker. It's Andy's turn.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who's that behind the mask?
So we know how it works now. So you've got 3 clues, Andy. Try and guess the celebrity in the quickest amount of time possible, or with the less clues possible. Your first one is Pop Star IPA 6% by Mad Scientists, who are in Budapest in Hungary. Pop Star IPA. You're probably not going to get much from that, are you?
No.
Can I send you a message, Jimbo,
Yeah.
and see if it is correct?
Yeah, of course you can. I'll keep an eye on my phone. Pop Star IPA 6% Mad Scientist Budapest, who are in obviously Budapest, Hungary, but that's
No,
Mad Scientist.
Next clue.
Next clue. Okay. Have you sent anything yet, Dave?
Yeah, I'll send you on Instagram.
All right. Let me have a check. You're not right, but that is a good guess.
Oh.
I know why you've guessed it. I know why you've guessed it, Dave. I'll tell everyone what that guess was shortly. Next one then. Beer number 2. Columbia Craft Lager, 4.8%.
Shakira.
You really think so?
Yeah,
You want to use one of your guesses now?
I'll use one.
Okay. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who's that behind the mask?
Oh, he's nailed it. Look at that. Well done.
The hips
And-
don't lie.
What's even funnier is that you even said Shakira, because you can't say a name once, can you?
No,
You can't.
nobody
yeah.
knows a second name. That's the
No.
problem.
Shakira is the second name.
Yeah, Shakira. There we go. Your other beer there would have been, this would have, obviously, you would have got it in the last beer. Hips Don't Lie wheat beer, 6.2% from Lucette Brewing Co. in the US.
Did Dave send through Britney Spears? By any chance?
No, he actually said George Ezra, which I think was quite a good
That's
guess.
A good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
You know,
I
Budapest.
first
Hungary,
thought
yeah.
of Britney Spears because she's nuts.
It was just the fact that you went from Budapest, and I was like, the way he says it is kind of like giving a bit of a hint to think. But yeah,
No, but George Edwards was miles away from Budapest, Dave. He was with a heavy treasure chest.
Have you noticed?
Grand piano.
Have you noticed in this game, Andy keeps getting the female like pop stars?
because deep
You
down,
got Molly King last time.
Told you.
Deep down on a Friday night in the bar,
such a vocal talent.
I bet you use Sam's airbrush, don't you, and sing in the bar?
That's it.
Shakira.
No, I do it in the full length. Mirror Dave.
I know when you dance like that. Can you remember when we did the karaoke song?
I usually do it when I get out the shower as well.
Right. I'm gonna have to have a wee. We've got a little bit more to do, but I need a wee really badly. I've had two cans. I've had two little cans, and that means I need a wee. I've overgone the limit.
Have a wee in your glass.
So this is gonna have to be uncut. So God knows.
No, we can't uncut this.
We're taking over, Dave.
Right, we're having it. What should we talk about? Should we talk about how shit Endo's is, how crap Sheffield is?
The worst. So it is the worst condiment on the planet. I'll give you that. It's terrible.
Worst condiment.
Oh, also, Sheffield doesn't make any knives and forks. Stainless steel
crap
Sheffield.
Steel.
It's
awful.
It's absolute garbage. It is.
And them little owls that are at that football team. Well,
yeah. And then bloody Blades at the other end. Oh, bloody rubbish.
Up the Blades.
In fact, they are the best. They are the best team in Sheffield, aren't they?
Best thing to come out of Sheffield.
Yeah. No, Sean Bean is the best thing.
Down.
Sean Bean is the best thing to come out of Sheffield.
What were them all about them silly towers that got blown up and knocked down that Jimbo went and watched all them years ago?
Don't know.
Were they like two cooling towers or something?
Yeah.
Well, they deserve to come down.
But Sean Bean is obviously he's just amazing. Without him, we'd have had bastard Jon Snow.
Anyway, good news.
Good news.
Did you see what's on Fuss Club today?
Go for it.
They had the latest Slushosaurus by Neon Raptor.
Guess what colour it is?
Blue. Just like Sheffield Wednesday.
Bit of blue fit dads.
Oh, I'm back. Thank you. If I had a peg in here, I would have put a peg on under it because it was that desperate.
We've looked after comedy gold right on here.
God knows what's just happened.
We've done nothing but promote the local area.
I'm not going to be watching it either until it goes on YouTube. So anything could happen. So I apologise. All the views, anything that was said, they're all views of Andy and Dave. Nothing to do with me. Anyway,
me and Dave have decided to get Sean Bean tattoos. That's what's happened.
Okay.
When I say me and Dave, I mean Dave.
I mean, I was very close to getting a tattoo.
When it says Sean Bean, he means baked bean.
Mr. Bean.
Oh, talking of Bean, let's just quickly carry on with the food chat. Guess what I've got for tea tomorrow night, Andy?
Is it baked taters and beans?
Yeah, but Cathedral City cheese beans.
Wow.
I'm going for it.
I've had him, Dave. I put a poll out. It was very divisive. Some of the comments I got back, I had to just put the little flame you put on Instagram where people like mark where things are.
Yeah.
I just had to put the result on to some very divisive comments. I think it would shoot the world.
I've got off your recommendation with this.
There's Panda, we know. Laura of the House Johnson doesn't like him. Does not like them. But there's a few people out there. Best thing I've ever had. So divisive. Who knew that cheesy beans in a tin? Somebody. I'll keep this on the quiet. Somebody told me that Cathedral City are joining partners with another company to put cheesy macaroni cheese into Sainsbury's. How about that?
So did you like these beans or not?
I did.
You did.
Who doesn't like cheesy beans?
I've got your. Yeah, but the thing is, do you then grate cheese as well on top of that?
I mean, I had them on cheese on toast.
Oh, I'm having jacket tater, cheese and beans. So
Cheesy beans
just-
with cheese and cheese. Yeah, it's fine. Double cheesy.
that's it.
Who doesn't like double cheese?
Right, we'll need another wee in a minute if we don't carry on.
Have we talked about anything? Have we talked about beer at all today, or has it just been bread, beans,
no.
cheese?
I don't want
This
to
is
drink
what-
beer this
I
week.
mean,
I'm
you
off
started
of
it off by moving your bloody plate. We wouldn't have mentioned food at all if
I know,
you had kept your bloody crockery out of sight.
Right. Okay, here we go. Pub shed of the week then. Okay, now no information. They didn't manage to get back to me in time. Now this is a cracker. Thanks to Cleveland Arms once again for picking this one out. But this I completely never seen this one before. And they've been on Instagram.
We just followed them when we sent them through earlier.
Yeah, they've been on Instagram for ages. So and it is an absolutely stunning place. JP's _bar_ Ashton. So it's described JP's bar on Instagram. Their bio is a pub living in a shed's clothing located in the glorious Northamptonshire countryside. Live music, official BT Sport and Sky Sport venue. And it is an absolutely great place. It's massive as well. So Northamptonshire, obviously, same county as our Judge Pat. And I'm guessing a fair few other pub sheds that are out there as well, obviously. But look at that from the outside. That's very unique. That is almost a bit like in style to that. Remember the fire station pub?
Yeah.
That we saw. It's a bit like that, isn't it? In sort of style on the outside and that cabin type thing. But then when you go on the inside of it, it's got and the outdoor sort of like beer garden area they've got is incredible as well. But when you go in the inside of it, look at the size of that. The old sort of pew type bench seating. Absolutely love it. There's obviously got the football shirts up on the wall. It's very sporty sort of kind of bar
the
as
end
well.
that you can't really see is actually like a DJ booth.
I think is that it there?
Yeah, if on the left of the second photo there.
Yeah,
he did during lockdown. I look back, he did during lockdown. He did like live DJ sets on Twitch from his pub, which that looks like that's all still set up to do that behind where the big drop down screen is there.
Yeah,
I think that's where he did it from. Basically,
I mean, some of these photos are back from when they kind of sort of finished or sort of refurbed the bar back in 2021.
You can just see it there on the left hand picture. You can just see the setup with like whether it would be a microphone or something set up, and that's I guess that's a rack for mixing decks on the right hand side.
So like when you go in a pub or a bar and the DJ is like higher up than everyone else, this is exactly what it's like in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
With like that sort of like raised level.
It's got that's actually the picture on the right is a trestle to put a mixing deck on it.
Yeah,
on the top of it.
It's brilliant. What a place that is. I mean, and look at the lineup of like pumps that they've got, whether they're all still in operation. I mean, a lot of people got that kind of thing in lockdown, didn't they? And then obviously realised it probably wasn't sustainable to keep them all on. But they've got like Camden Ells as one of them on there, which is, I'm very jealous of that. It is a huge place. I mean, the fact it's such a tall building as well with those high beams, that is amazing. It looks like it looks like a proper pub and one that you might, I don't know, like one that you might go in abroad or something like that, you know.
The Red Line Inn in Tenerife, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's got that kind of look to it. I think it's brilliant.
Vicky's in the corner as well.
Yeah. In Benidorm.
They've got the dartboard in there as well. They've got the Guinness like flag type stuff in there as well, Dave, which I'm sure you can see. What else have we got? There's a picture of the. I believe they might be the landlady and landlord. Obviously, I'm not sure.
They're actually on that post, the hashtag says "the loudest shed in the Shire" is the hashtag. I get that feeling. That feeling.
I do. Although Judge Pat could give him a good run for the money with the loudest shed. I bet he's quite loud sometimes.
He's quite loud in his dress sense.
And hop, sip, and a chug, obviously.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's a bit of a DJ here as well. He likes his music loud.
Maybe they can have a dance off.
That's it. But I think that's a more recent picture of them as well. So
that's literally this. I think that's the latest post from them. I think before that it was like back last year.
Which is why we might have just sort of rediscovered him because they've not posted for a while and they've come up.
That was from literally the 5th of April, 29th of March, 9th of March, and the last one was from October last year. So
there we go.
Bit of a gap, but they look like they're back.
That's it. Give him a follow and help him fall in love with the Pub Sheddie Home Bar Be Lover Instagram community.
Maybe we can get him a guest DJ slot on Alien Radio on a Friday night.
Open for that.
After Pablo's disco hour, we could have dance until the morning comes.
Well, we're hoping it's going to be Pablo's Saturday Night Fever on Alien Radio. That's what we're hoping. I'm not having it
wearing flares.
One of those zip down like
geez.
Yeah,
with all his chest hair hanging out.
He'll look like what's his name, Disco Stew from The Simpsons. When he like, no way.
So give him a follow, JP's _bar_ Ashton. It's a huge place and they've definitely gone on the radar. So have a look and send him a message. Let him know that you heard him on the Ale and Audio podcast and also rotating regularly throughout the week on the Ale and Radio online radio station. There we go.
Radio.
What are we doing at the weekend? I mean, for me, I'll start us off. Sheffield Wednesday playing Sunday. They got moved. They're playing Blackburn.
Got moved to usually Friday night or Saturday.
I know. We're playing Blackburn away at Blackburn. They're taking loads. I have got a silly soccer Saturday stupid drinking game. We're too old for it now. Gathering at mine. It's kind of become a traditional April thing now. Last away game of the season.
To be fair, I'd probably come to that because I'm going Stoke. We're playing Plymouth at home. It's literally the biggest game of the season. It's come down to that.
Yeah. And obviously you've got their old manager and stuff as well, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, well,
that can kind of work against you, can't it? Really,
go against you, it can go for you. I mean, when we had Gary Rowett and we played Derby, we made hard work of that. And we managed to get through it, but
well, there we go.
I'm going to fly by the seat of my pants. I'm going to get the pub open early Saturday. I'll dull the pain with a few pints before I go. I've got some jobs doing at the garden on Sunday. I'm hoping this bloody inclement weather we've seemed to have got from somewhere buggers off, so I can do something. So
I know I got up today thinking
Dullmen's Town.
Yeah,
Dullmen's Town announcement. I've treated myself. Bought myself a leaf blower.
Oh, not a sucker.
It blows and sucks.
Oh,
it depends if it's your birthday or not.
I've never understood the point of it blowing. Because you just blow it. You just
another blower.
They just blow it somewhere else in your garden, though, don't they?
Well, the thing is, my garden's mainly gravel, right?
Yeah.
Cut the grass blows in the wind because it's windy as fudge up here, all over the gravel. You don't want to suck all that grass up because you just don't want to be emptying all them little bits out. So you just want to blow it back onto the lawn.
Well, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I see the point there. Yeah. To me, if it doesn't suck, there's no point. So.
Correct.
But
you get one that can do more than just suck. You don't want a one-trick pony, do you?
Correct, Dave. That is also true.
Something tells me we're not still talking about bread.
You want a jack of all trades, master of none. That's what you want.
Well, yeah. There we go. So that's your week. So it's garden maintenance. I mean, I got up this morning thinking we've had a good weekend. 2 days, pretty much of no rain.
Anybody had a barbecue yet this year?
I didn't manage to squeeze. You did, didn't you?
I'd squidged one in.
Yeah.
I was going to planning on having one the other night. Battered it down. I've got a little fire pit. I had that out Friday, marshmallows. It was lovely. So much so that Spenno reached out to me and said, I've been looking at these for ages. I said, I've got a discount code valid till the end of April. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. He's bought himself one. Loves it. Get in touch if you want a solo stove. I've got a discount code.
Well, there we go. Get in touch with Andy. Yep. And I did see Spenno with his as well. So, nice one.
Very good.
Dave, are you doing out at weekend?
I think we're going to have a bit of a bar night Friday night. And then I'm going to watch Leicester play West Brom. I think it is.
Get all your money on West Brom winning.
Yeah. And then Sunday, H is going out for the afternoon with Ava. And like most people, I'm going to do some garden maintenance. I am basically going to jet wash the shit out the slabs because I don't have any grass. So I just have to do like a couple of months jet washing instead.
Has it not like just been naturally jet washed anyway by the constant,
No, 'cause it
persistent
gets
jet wash
green.
rain?
Shit with it, doesn't it?
The
Yeah.
slabs will get a bit mold, like a bit greeny and all that shit. So
I did mine a few weeks ago, Dave. It's very therapeutic jet washing.
oh, I love it. I just put my AirPods on. I listen to some
Mixcloud, Alien
Mixcloud
Radio.
now. Yeah, I'm listening to Mixcloud now. So I do listen to that, and then and I'll just potter along and stop for a beer and do a bit more and stop for another beer and then sit down and then not finish it.
You know what, Andy? I reckon, like, obviously Leicester are playing West Brom this weekend. Leicester play, yeah. I still reckon Leicester somehow this weekend, even though they're not playing them, they're going to lose to Huddersfield or something. I hope you both.
I think we might go for a bet on Leicester losing in the playoff final.
Oh yeah.
Thought we were friends.
So
unless we all go to Wembley, we could go to. We might have a trip to Wembley and store. We never know.
Exactly. That's it. Hope you both have good weekends getting on with your garden maintenance and all that, and enjoy your little bar night and everything.
We love it.
Oh yeah. So what number we having?
Number 3.
Here we go.
They have a dedicated hobby area.
That is the wrong thing.
That is the completely wrong thing.
We have a dedicated hobby area to this.
This is the right thing. Here we go.
It's the shit be a fact of the week. It's the shit be a fact of the week. It's the shit be a fact of the week. It's the shit be a fact of the week. And it's brought to you by Dave.
So InBev, we all know InBev is a very famous brewery brand. Probably, or in fact, are the biggest brewery in the world, apparently. And they approximately own 630 beer brands in 150 countries.
See you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. I hope he's gone.